Good afternoon and welcome to the softball field here located on O'Callahan Way in front of Breed Middle School for the first game of the Holland tournament as Lynn English is hosting the St. Mary's Spartans. Pitching for Lynn English today is LeBoy. First pitch is right where she wants it. Up to bat for the Spartans. Wearing number 5, Paradilla. 1-0 count. The pitch. She'll foul that one back. 0-2 count. LeBoy gets the pitch that she wants. Low and away. And a couple of compliments from the St. Mary's dugout to Pardilla. Pardilla, the third baseman for the Spartans. One and 2 count. Swing ground ball over to the second baseman for the English Bulldogs. Able to field it cleanly enough to get it over to first base for the first Spartan out. Good awareness by Sock. I'm sorry, Perez there. No, we had it right. Yeah. Yeah, Garcia. That's what I said. Nice job, kid. Second up to bat for the Spartans. Wearing number 4, Maloney. Maloney playing the center field position for the Spartans. 1 out so far for St. Mary's. Pitch. Right where she wants it. 0-1 count. Maloney awaits the pitch from LeBoy. LeBoy delivers. Swing. Fouls down the first base line. And the first baseman out of Lynn English, Malloy, will make the tag on Maloney. 2 outs for the Spartans. Spartans stand at a record of 17-1 overall. They are the CCL champions as they're undefeated in the league. The Bulldogs with the record overall 9-9, and their league record stands at 7-7. This is the first game of the Holland tournament for the year 2023. The pitch. Low and away. I'd like to say thank you for tuning in to Lynn Educational Television. I'm Sean Donahue, your announcer today. And we're here with our staff from Lynn Classical, working to bring you high school sports. LeBoy with the pitch. Swing. That ball grounds down along the first baseline. Gets past the first baseman and second baseman. She's going to round second. On her way to third, and she's going to be waved home by the third base coach. She's going to have an inside the park home run. Excellent effort by Maloney to be there. And a little bit of a mistake there by Malloy. I guess you could toss it up between Malloy and Garcia. And that ball just kept rolling. Fresh cut grass down here at Breed. We got quick greens down here, people. Quick greens. Pop fly over the head of the second baseman for Lynn English. That's going to fall fair. She'll round second for a stand-up double, and on her way to third. Coach is going to tell her to come on in. She's going to be met at the plate, and she's thrown out for the third out of the inning. And what seemed to be a back-to-back inside the park home run turns out to be the third out and the end of the Spartans' offensive attempt. We'll be back 0-0 so far in the first game of the Holland tournament. We'll see you soon, right after this break. Leading off for the Bulldogs, Pinheiro. The catcher for the Bulldogs, wearing number 1 today. Up on the mound for St. Mary's, Green Oviedo. The pitch, right where she wants it. Good start. The pitch grounded over to the third baseman. Nice effort on her end. That's Paradilla. Johansson up to bat for the Bulldogs. Wearing number 2 today and playing in the shortstop position. 1 out for the Bulldogs. The pitch grounded along the third baseline, gobbled up quickly, thrown over to first base for an easy second out. Pardilla staying very active so far in this first inning. Ground along the third baseline. Pardilla able to get it over to first base again. And it's like Groundhog Day over here in the bottom of the first inning between Pardilla and Catino. All outs were on them. So great defensive front by 2 of the St. Mary's players. I got to give a shout out to of course, Green Oviedo for delivering the ball. And after 1, we're still standing at a stagnant score of 0-0. We'll be back with the top of the second. Leading off for the second inning for St. Mary's, Riley Williams. LeBoy up on the mound for the Bulldogs. Swing and fouled out. 0-1 count here. An interesting first inning. First 2 batters for St. Mary's grounded out. And the second one seemed as though they were going to fly out, but after a Bulldog error, that ball continued to roll into right field. And the third base coach kept swinging her arm around. She had an inside the park home run. So a bit of a correction on the 0-0 from the last inning. We still stand at a score of 1-0. St. Mary's in the lead. Malloy looking for the pitch that she wants. The delivery, right where she wants it. And catches Williams sleeping there. That'll be LeBoy's first strikeout of the game. Marichal up to bat for the Spartans now. Marichal, the second baseman for St. Mary's. Deep, long ball into left field. The English is there for the catch, but not able to gobble it in. She's going to round first and have a stand-up double. Sock just couldn't get under it. Braid up to bat for the Spartans, wearing 13. And the Spartans catcher. The pitch from LeBoy, low and away. Williams was thinking about it. A 1-0 count here for Braid. The pitch from LeBoy, low and away. The pitch from LeBoy. Marischal at second, in scoring position. 1 out so far for the Spartans. The pitch from LeBoy, right where she wants it. And she'll catch Braid looking. 2-1 count. Spartans leading 1-0 in the first game of the Holland tournament here. Fouled out along the third baseline. 2-2 count, 1 out for the Spartans. Braid awaits the pitch. High fastball results in LeBoy's second strikeout of the game. Two outs, 1 in scoring position for the Spartans. Green Oviedo, the pitcher for St. Mary's, up to bat. Hoping to draw in and get Marischal home. LeBoy with the pitch. And Marischal's going to go. A quick steal for her. In her first of the game. 2-0 count, 2 outs. The Spartans leading 1-0. The boy gets the pitch that she wants. High and inside. 3-0 count. A lot of excitement from both dugouts here for the first game of the Holland tournament here in 2023. Green Oviedo will take our base after the walk. First walk of the game for LeBoy. And we'll get a pinch runner in for St. Mary's. And I believe that's Napoli. And maybe if my camera person can confirm if we've got the number of St. Mary's player who's on first base. If it's 25, I'm right. If it's 22, my second guess was right. I was way off. Looking at 21. All right. And that person is not listed on the roster. So, with the write a wordy letter to the coaches out of St. Mary's, maybe we'll let him off the hook. The pitch from LeBoy. She shows bunt. .22 is the number of the player who was on first. Maybe we were looking at the English player. So my second guess was right, and that's Zink. Zink with her first steal of the game. Doing her job as a pinch runner. Fly ball over the head of the first baseman. That'll soar out of bounds. Over 2 count, 2 outs. The Spartans lead 1-0 with 1 in scoring position. Zink on the second base bag for the Spartans. And Zukas, wearing 21, up to bat for the Spartans. Zukas follows that one away. Zukas playing right field for St. Mary's. LeBoy gets the pitch that she wants, the delivery. She has to bid inside. And that'll keep Zukas alive. 1 and 2 count, 2 outs for St. Mary's. Pitch. Fouls that one away. Two outs here. You can see the concentration from LeBoy, trying to earn her third strikeout of the game and in the inning. The pitch, low. That one's going to get away from her. St. Mary's able to send one home. That'll bring the score to 2-0. And the pinch runner out of the St. Mary's bench, Zink, gets her second steal of the game. So after Marischal's double, she gets brought home after a wild pitch. 2 and 2 count, 2 outs here. Spartans leading 2-0. And Zukas getting her money was worth out of LeBoy here. Two and 2 count, 2 outs. LeBoy waves off the first one, gets the pitch that she wants. That one's away. Low and in the dirt. Full count here. 1 in scoring position for the Spartans. The pitch from LeBoy. Pop fly. The catcher's trying to get there, but that one's going to soar out of the park. And a bit of a battle between Zukas and LeBoy here. That foul ball keeps her alive. High and away, and Zukas will take her base. Two outs here for the Spartans. Up to bat now, Catino, wearing number 40, in a flex position. But we're watching her play first base at this point right now. Currently, she's up to bat for her first at bat of the game. Two outs. The pitch from LeBoy, deep one to center field. English is able to get under it for their third out. Excellent heads-up play by Reynoso. So after 1.5, St. Mary's is leading 2-0. We'll be back after this break. And we're back. The bottom of the second here, St. Mary's is leading 2-0. I think they're up 3-0. Scoreboard guy's a little bit off, but I am aware, as a protege of the great John Hoffman, I should probably be better at tracking the score. I'm looking for a little humility here. Swing, and that one's fouled off. 2-2 count. Green Oviedo still pitching for the Spartans. And Perez up to bat right now for the Bulldogs. Her first at bat of the game. That one's low and inside. 1-2 count. And you'll be happy to hear at home that I was correct. 2-0 is the score. And now the count is going to be reset. Green Oviedo gets her first strikeout of the game. So quick inning for the Spartans defense of the first inning. With a 1-2-3. 3 ground balls over to third base. They could have played the first inning alone with Paradilla. And between Paradilla and Catino, those guys stayed on the field last inning. Well, it probably would have been a benefit to have the pitcher out there too, but here we go. High and inside. LeBoy backs off of that one. I'm sorry, Reynoso. Reynoso with the strikeout in her last at bat. And LeBoy up to bat for her first time of the game. And she'll take her base. LeBoy pitching for the Bulldogs. Malloy up to bat for the Bulldogs after the pinch runner comes in for Lynn English. So after the walk, they'll substitute LeBoy out with a pinch runner. Malloy steps up to the plate for the Bulldogs. Malloy playing in the first base position for Lynn English. 2-0, 1 out, and an 0-1 count. Malloy awaits the pitch. That one low and inside for Green Oviedo. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2 count. Fouls that one down along the first baseline. That'll keep her alive. Strike 3. Malloy goes down looking. And that's Crean Oviedo's second strikeout of the game. And after the hit, she'll take her walk down to first base. And a bit of deliberation between catcher and pitcher. So 2 strikeouts and 2 walks so far for Crean Oviedo. Garcia up to bat for the Bulldogs. 2 outs. 2 on for Lynn English and 1 in scoring position. Garcia with their first at bat of the game. Garcia playing in the second base position for the Bulldogs. 2-0 count and 2 outs. The Spartans lead 2-0. English desperate to get onto the board here in the second inning of the first game of the 2003 Holland tournament. A tried tradition for anybody playing softball this past decade or so, where all the Lynn teams will meet up. And honor a dedicated citizen to their community for the sake of sportsmanship and softball. 3-1 count, 2 outs for the Bulldogs. The pitch fouled away. Garcia brings it to a full count with that attempt. The pitch is a bit outside, and that's Crean Oviedo's third walk of the game, and that leads to loaded bases. As Sock comes up to the plate, the left fielder for the Bulldogs, and a bit of deliberation at the mound. If you're just joining us, I'd like to say thank you for tuning in to Lynn Educational Television. I'm Sean Donahue, your announcer today, here with our TV media students from Lynn Classical filming the game today. And we're in the first game of the Holland tournament here on this beautiful May afternoon. And I think anybody who's been at these games can agree, working late May is a heck of a lot better than working in early April. A beautiful day here. Not a cloud in the sky. The grass is freshly cut. And everybody's happy to be out for a little bit of inner city competition. Pitch low and inside. Crean Oviedo's pitch right where she wants it. 1-1 count. 2 outs for the Bulldogs. And a big donut on the board so far. You can see these batters are hungry to be driven in. Second strike. Crean Oviedo with 2 strikeouts so far this inning. 2 in the game total. That one's grounded out along the first baseline. And that one right where she wants it. Catches her swinging. So after two, the Spartans still hold their 2-0 lead. Pretty good inning there by the defense of St. Mary's to answer the call with loaded bases. Crino Vito doing an excellent job at staying composed out there, as it seems to be amounting to her with those walks. But she earns herself 3 strikeouts. We'll be back right after this break. Welcome back for the top of the third. Brooke Maloney up to bat for her second at-bat of the game. Her first was a ground out. The pitch from LeBoy, high and away. And a bit of hesitancy there by Maloney. Brooke Maloney wearing number 8 and playing in the 4 position at second base today. Just a bit low. 3-0 count here, no outs for the Spartans. And Maloney looking for a little bit of redemption after her first at-bat. Right where she wants it. LeBoy happy to be back on track. Catches Maloney looking there. Swing and a miss, full count. LeBoy with 2 strikeouts so far today. Hoping this pitch results in her third. Pitch, swing, deep into right field. Malloy will have a stand-up single in her second at-bat. A lot of kudos to Brooke Maloney at staying composed there. Walker up to bat. For the Spartans, no outs and 1 on. High and away, and that's going to send Maloney over to second base for her first steal of the game. So 1 in scoring position for the Spartans now. LeBoy waves off the first pitch. Finds what she's looking for. Swing and a foul out along the first baseline. The pitch from LeBoy, just a bit low for Walker. 2-1 count, no outs, 1 in scoring position for the Spartans. After a wild pitch, Maloney's going to steal her second bag of the day. And now she's sitting pretty at third. Walker hoping to come away with a cleanup here. 3-1 count. The Spartans leading 2-0. LeBoy gets the pitch that she wants, the delivery. And she'll take her bag. Maloney delivered up a walk in her second at bat. I'm sorry, Walker delivered up a walk in her second at bat. Her first at bat was an inside the park home run and put the Spartans on the board first. And the Lynn English coach comes out. Talk a little bit about what LeBoy is going to need to do here in these next couple at-bats. No outs here for the Spartans. 2 on the bags and 1 in scoring position. Maloney stole 2 bases after her single. Hit a fly shallow to right field. Was held up there at the bag. It worked her way down along the base path. Got herself to third base in position. And as the Geese migrate north, we'll see what LeBoy has in store for Surreal. Surreal, the first baseman for the Spartans. High and inside. St. Mary's is going to take a steal here. And the catcher out of Lynn English thinks about it twice. Doesn't want to put the infield into position to send Maloney for the go-ahead. Walker earns her first steal of the game. Pop fly looks shallow enough to just stay inside the infield. And the center fielder comes in. Can't get it. A bit of communication between the second baseman and shortstop and center fielder for Lynn English. And that's going to drive one home. St. Mary's now increases their lead 3-0. And a stand-up double for Surreal. And an RBI. Williams up to bat now for the Spartans. The pitch. Deep ball along right field. That one has a chance. It's going to fall fair and stay inside the park. She's going to gallop along to the third baseline, be held up there, but not before she earns 2 RBIs. Riley Williams there. And her first at-bat, last inning, was a strikeout. She gets a stand-up triple and 2 RBIs there. St. Mary's taking it away, 5-0, the Spartans lead. Marichal up to bat for the Spartans. The pitch from LeBoy fouls that one away. Marichal, the second baseman for the St. Mary's softball team. Oh, and 1 count, no outs for the St. Mary's Spartans. LeBoy, the pitcher of the Lynn English Bulldogs, with the pitch. Grounds that one along the third base line, gets through the legs of the third baseman out of Lynn English. Marichal will earn her first RBI. And walks away with a pretty single. St. Mary's increases the lead 6-0. And quite the third inning so far for the Spartans. Four runs scored in this inning alone. Another one hit between the shortstop and third baseman. A right fielder can't field it cleanly, but gets it to hold up the base runners. That's Reynoso on the play. 6-0, no outs. St. Mary's throwing in a pinch runner. for Marischal. I'm sorry, Braid. And Crenavito up to bat for the Spartans here. No outs just yet. Two on for the Spartans, one in scoring position. The first pitch from LeBoy is strike. Here in the top of the third inning, St. Mary's has earned themselves 4 runs. English now at a serious disadvantage early on in this game. One and one count. A pitcher versus pitcher matchup here. LeBoy delivers. Crenavito hits it along the third baseline. Over to her coach. Fielded well by the third base coach out of St. Mary's. Kept the ball in front of her. Got low. Gobbled it right up. Shakes it off. No big deal. One and two count here. No outs. 2 on the bags. St. Mary's thought about going. Pinero hopped up after that one. Said, I don't know if you want to go. And Pinero will call in the infield. Have a bit of a discrepancy and talk a little bit about what the approach is. Pinero may have a read on Crenavito out of St. Mary's. Two and two count here, no outs. 2 on for St. Mary's. The pitch just a bit low. Full count. Deep along the third baseline. That's going to fall foul. And one of the youngsters thinks that they've got a souvenir, but here at the public school level of high school sports, we're looking to salvage every piece of equipment that we can get. And he willingly gets it back over to left fielder for Lynn English. What a gentleman. A great tradition started here years ago in Lynn, Massachusetts, the Holland tournament. This is the first of the tournament games. Second game coming up right after this one. And we'll see Classical face off against, I think, Swampscott first. The pitch from LeBoy fouled away. And Marischal, I think, got the signal to take third. Marischal with a steal and an RBI so far today. And back to the matchup here between pitcher and pitcher, Crenavito and LeBoy. LeBoy walks the pitcher out of St. Mary's, and that's the second walk for Crenavito. Up to bat next, wearing 21, Zukas, the right fielder for St. Mary's. No outs, 6-0. Spartans lead, and the bases are loaded. LeBoy almost pitching to the entire lineup twice so far. And Zukas is hoping to come away with an RBI here. She had a walk in her first at-bat. The pitch from LeBoy. Zukas takes a swing at it, fouls it away, off of the public schools bus and into the foreground of Breed Middle School? Or is it a quad? Who cares? We're back to the pitcher, and we're watching the game. 0-1 count here in the top of the third. St. Mary's earns themselves 4 runs. And now they get bases loaded. Ground ball gets past the legs of the second baseman. That's one that will cross. The second one's on her way in. The pitch. The relay from the center fielder out of Lynn English over to the shortstop and to the catcher. Not quick enough. And that'll bring the St. Mary's tally to 8. 6 in this inning. And with 2 on still. Zukas gets her first hit of the game and earns 2 RBIs doing it. The relay was quick, the throw to home, not quick enough. Swing and a hit, grounded through the shortstop and third baseman out of Lynn English. Left fielder has to get there. Catino will earn her first hit of the game. Ends up being a double. And 2 RBIs. Sorry, 1 RBI. Sorry, that was Pardilla. Maloney in her third at-bat, second of the inning. 2 in scoring position for St. Mary's, no outs. A wild pitch sends one in. St. Mary's able to get another one here in the third. And that's Karina Vito crossing home plate for the Spartans. And Catino sitting pretty at third base. Maloney looking at a 2-1 count here, no outs. Spartans leading 10-0. Fouls that one away. The Spartans are getting their money's worth out of LeBoy. Everybody's seen her at least twice so far. Fouls that one out along the first base line. Good hustle by the first baseman out of Lynn English. The boy to Maloney. Maloney hits that one along the first base line. Umpire saying it's fair. She's going to go to second. She's on her way to third. Coach is going to hold her up there. Maloney with a stand-up triple. So a single in her first at-bat of the inning. Gets herself an RBI there. Brooke Maloney with 2 steals, an RBI, 1 flyout, a single, and a triple. It's a great start to a softball game, if you ask me. Although you're talking to a guy who couldn't hit the ball off of a tee, so did what every other non-baseball player did and pick up a lacrosse stick. The pitch from LeBoy, just a bit outside. Walker up to bat for her second at-bat of the inning. Walker with the swing. LeBoy gobbles it up. Can she get it to first in time? She does. That's the first out for the Spartans of the inning. Coach decides to hold up Brooke Maloney there. So Walker's bat starting out hot with a deep fly ball over to right field. English not able to get there in time, results in a inside the park home run. That was in the first inning. She walked in her first at bat of this inning. Ground ball over to the third baseman. St. Mary's not able to get there in time. Great play by the third baseman out of Lynn English. Even better play by the first baseman. That's Perez on the field. And Malloy on the split. Gets the second out against St. Mary's. Williams up to bat for the Spartans. Williams with a strikeout in her first at bat, and then a triple in her first at bat this inning, resulted in 2 RBIs. Ooh! Swing along the first baseline, hits the first baseman out of Lynn English. Caught her glove there. She'll have a stand-up double. And instead of duck and run for cover, Malloy tries to put her glove up and catch that one. Just too quick. Gabby Marichal up to bat for the Spartans, her second at-bat of the inning. She had a double in her first at-bat and a single in her first at-bat this inning. Spartans now at a 12-point differential. Williams in scoring position at second base, thinks about going. Gabby Marischal hits that one. Line drive across the infield over to the center fielder for English. Reynoso there on the play, able to get the relay over to the shortstop pretty quickly. And that holds Marischal up over at first base for another single. But not before she earns her second RBI. Sends Williams home. That's 10 runs so far this inning. St. Mary's bats are hot. Looks to be another single for St. Mary's, and that's Braid there. Her second hit of the inning. And we're back to the pitcher-to-pitcher matchup here as Karina Vito heads to the plate. She's got 2 walks so far. St. Mary's sends in a pinch runner. 2 on the bags, 2 outs for the Spartans, 13-0. St. Mary's leads over Lynn English. Here in the first game of the 2003 Holland tournament. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. And St. Mary's has something in the water as they've earned 11 runs so far here in this inning alone. The pitch from LeBoy, right where she wants it. 0-1 count, 2 outs for the Spartans, 2 on. The pitch from LeBoy low. That's a wild one. St. Mary's elects to keep their runners on the bag. My mentor and friend has just shown up to cover the second game of the Holland tournament here in the year 2023. The pitch from LeBoy. 2-1 count, 2 outs here. And maybe there's a timeout. I'm not sure what's happening. We'll find out together. There may be a transition of teams due to the score, or maybe they've made it through the lineup twice. And I guess they'll count that last at bat for Karina Vito as an out. So, after the top of the 3rd, St. Mary's delivering some hot bats. They score 11, bringing their tally to 13. Lynn English at 0. We'll be back after this break. All right, we're back with the bottom of the 3rd. Fresco up to bat for the Bulldogs. Fresco playing in the right field position. Karina Vito still up on the mound for the Spartans. That one high and inside, 1-1 count. The pitch. Just a bit inside, but still called a strike. And it seems as though the crowd here at Breed Middle School does not agree with the umpire. But nonetheless, they're the boss on the field. The pitch from Karina Vito. Swing and a miss. That's her 4th strikeout of the game. So Fresco's first at bat results in a strikeout. English with 1 out on the board so far here in the bottom of the 3rd. If you're just joining us, we're in the first game of the Holland tournament. Softball tournament played over the last several years, almost a decade now, maybe a little bit longer. And the Spartans Tally 11 runs in the third inning. They're leading 13-0 here in the bottom of the third. One out on the board. That ball's grounded over to the shortstop for St. Mary's. St. Mary's able to gobble it up quickly for their second out. Good heads-up play by the shortstop out of St. Mary's. And that's Walker. Walker gets that one over to the first baseman for St. Mary's at lightning speed, Catino. Couple of substitutions made on the field, so the lineups may not be as accurate as they were these first two innings here. 2 outs for the Bulldogs. No base runners. The pitch from Crinavito fouled away along the third baseline. Oh, 0-2 count. Johansson up to bat for the Bulldogs. Shortstop for Lynn English. Pitch from Crinavito over the head of the pitcher. Goes into the center field. And they're able to gobble that up quickly. That's Maloney there on the heads-up play. Hits the cutoff at second base fairly quickly. Gabby Marichal ready for it. And that'll hold Perez up at first base. Reynoso up to bat for the Bulldogs. Center fielder for Lynn English. Got a strikeout in her first at bat. Grounds that one over to the shortstop for St. Mary's, and they're able to gobble that one up, get it over to first fairly quickly. And that's 3. After 3 innings, St. Mary's leading 13-0. We'll be back with the top of the fourth. Welcome back. Top of the fourth inning. St. Mary's leading by a deficit of 13. LeBoy working her way through the lineup a couple times so far. The pitch from LeBoy is a strike, 1-1 count here. That one's deep over the first baseman head. Goes into the right field. Gobbled up. It should be held up there at first base. Crinavito does get her third at bat. And it results in a single. If you've been with us the entire time, I believe they switched positions and transitioned into the next inning due to the deficit that was earned in the third inning by St. Mary's, scoring 11 runs. And Zukas up to bat now. The right fielder for St. Mary's with 1 on, no outs, and an 0-1 count. Showing bunt. And LeBoy might have recognized it right on time, made the adjustment to deliver that ball a little higher than Zukas was hoping. High and outside, 1-2 count. 1 on for St. Mary's. Zukas with a walk in her first at-bat and a single in her second. Swings, hits that one along the third baseline, and St. Mary's is there for it. So Zukas will fall victim to not getting the contact that she really wanted. That's Perez on the play for Lynn English. Back to the top of the lineup, Pardilla up to bat. She had a double in her last at bat, stand-up double. 1 out, 1 on for the Spartans. Here in the top of the 4th inning of the first game of the 2003 Holland tournament. If you're just joining us, thank you for watching Lynn Educational Television. Deep fly ball along to the center fielder for Lynn English. She's able to get there and can't keep control of it. St. Mary's is going to gallop along to second base, and Pardilla is going to have her second stand-up double of the game. Reynoso ran a long way to get there. Fell right into her glove. Couldn't get her feet under her and lost possession of that ball, but did a great job at hitting the cutoff and getting that ball back into play to hold Bardia up at second. St. Mary's with 1 out, 2 on in scoring position. Maloney up to bat for her 4th at bat. Pitch right where LeBoy wants it. 0-1 count. The pitch. Maloney hits that one along the first baseline, gets past the first baseman and second baseman. Lucky for Lynn English. Fresco was playing a little shallow. Was able to get that one. Maloney gets a single and 2 RBIs on that at-bat. That's 3 RBIs today. And LeBoy's going to have to keep an eye on her at first base as she's already earned herself two steals. Walker up to bat for the Spartans. 1 out, 1-1 count. 1 on. The pitch from LeBoy, low and in the dirt. Pinero doing a fairly good job of keeping that ball in front of her. The pitch from LeBoy. Swings, gets past LeBoy, gets past the shortstop of Lynn English. So that'll be Walker's first single of the day. An inside the park home run. Has 1 steal so far. Johansson out of Lynn English just couldn't get there in time. Hit perfectly on the left side of LeBoy. Reynoso was there. Surreal up to bat for the Spartans. That one gets away from Pinero. One and 0 count, one out for the Spartans. Pop fly along the first baseline. That's going to fall on the St. Mary's dugout and out of fair play. And pitch hitting for Surreal is Soul. The pitch from LeBoy, low and in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on base for the Spartans. A 15-point deficit here in the top of the 4th inning. Swing and a deep ball to left field. English can't get there. One's going to round third base for St. Mary's. That's 2. And Soul's going to be able to get a stand-up triple. Soul in her first at-bat of the game, pinch hitting for Surreal. Comes in, earns herself 2 RBIs and a stand-up triple. That one a bit too high for Sock out of Lynn English. Newhall up to bat. The pitch from LeBoy a little low. Newhall pinch hitting for Williams. She got an opportunity to earn herself an RBI. St. Mary's increases their lead 17-0. No outs here in the top of the 4th. One in scoring position at third base. Soul's first at bat results in a stand-up triple and 2 RBIs after a deep, long ball to left field. Ball hit just a bit too high for Sock to get to. Another deep one between the center fielder and left fielder. And excellent job off of the glove of Reynoso. Reynoso there to make a great play on the ball. Soul will tag up at third. Newhall will fly out. And I think everybody in the park thought that one was going to go over the yellow barrier in center field. But Reynoso had different plans for it. Gabby Marichal up to bat for her 4th at-bat. A double in her first at-bat, 2 singles in her last 2. She's earned herself 2 RBIs and a steal so far. 2 outs for the Spartans. 16-point difference. That one's grounded over the shortstop, Lynn English, gobbled up quickly and delivered to first base just in time. And after 3 outs, the Spartans are leading 16-0. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th after this break. Welcome back. Pitching for St. Mary's, Newhall coming in. Up to bat for Lynn English's LeBoy. And a lot of runs scored so far for the Spartans. Scoreboard says 16, and we'll go with it. But it has been tough to keep count. Newhall's other pitch, fourth pitch of her time at the mound is a strike. 3-1 count. High ball. LeBoy will take her base. Malloy coming up to bat for the Spartans. First baseman, the Lynn English Bulldogs. First baseman for the Bulldogs. Pinch runner will come in for LeBoy. And that's the second walk of the day to LeBoy. Malloy in her second at-bat of the game. Her first was a strikeout. 4 strikeouts on the day for Crean Oviedo. Now relieving Crean Oviedo is Newhall. One and 0 count. The pitch from Newhall, alone in the dirt. The runner for English is going to go to second base. She's going to run a little bit too far past second base. The cutoff from the catcher for the throw from the catcher out of St. Mary's gets there right in time. Walker stays strong and able to tag the runner from Lynn English as their leg had momentarily came off of the bag. 1 out for the Bulldogs. The pitch from Newhall, high and away. Malloy looking at a 2-1 count. 1 out. Excellent awareness by Braid for St. Mary's to see the pinch runner going over to second. And some good awareness by the shortstop out of St. Mary's. That's Walker. So after the walk, coming up to bat for the Lynn English Bulldogs, Sierra. Sierra with a walk in her first at bat. And she gets another one. So 2 on the bags for Lynn English. A 16-point difference as the Spartans lead and are trying to maintain a shutout. Garcia up to bat for the Bulldogs. Second baseman for Lynn English. Fouls that one away. 1 out and 2 on for the Bulldogs. The pitch from Newhall, right where she wants it. Newhall's pitch grounded out of fair play. Oh, and 2 count. The pitch from Newhall. High and away, check swing by Garcia. That one low and in the dirt. A swing and a miss. 0-2 count. pitch from Newhall, right where she wants it. Now we got an 0-2 count. Two out so far for the Bulldogs, 2 on. Fouls out, hits that one to the first baseman. Tries to field it over to her backup. Can't get the ball out of her glove. So English now with loaded bases. And Sock should be coming up to play for the Bulldogs. Braid comes out. Think she might have a read on Sock. Trying to reiterate that detail to Newhall. While we have this time, I'd like to say thanks to you for tuning in to Lynn Educational Television. We work hard to bring you high school sports here in the city of Lynn. I'm Sean Donahue, your announcer, and I'd also like to give some props to our crew from Lynn Classical for giving up an afternoon on Saturday to come out and film. First one, right where she wants it. That one's fouled away. Two outs here for the Bulldogs. 0-2 count for Sock. Addie Newhall trying to get her first strikeout of the game with the bases loaded. The pitch, high, 2-2 count. Two outs, bases loaded for the Bulldogs. The pitch from Newhall. Full count. Sock had to duck to avoid a concussion off of that one. The pitch. High, and Sock is complimented with a good eye. And then Lynn English gets onto the board with their first run after the walk from Newhall. Fresco up to bat for the Bulldogs. Two outs, bases loaded. Fresco hoping to send some of these Bulldogs across home plate. Swing and a miss. 1-1 count, 1-2 count. Two outs. Fouls out, hits that one to the third baseman, an easy pop fly out, and that'll be 3. We'll be back with the top of the 5th after this break. Welcome back. Top of the 5th inning here. Napoli getting up to the plate, facing off against LeBoy out of Lynn English. St. Mary's leading by a difference of 15. A score of 16-1. Lynn English getting onto the board in their last at-bat. LeBoy still on the mound for English. Napoli looking at an 0-1 count. Make that 1-1. The first game of the Holland tournament kicks off with St. Mary's being hosted by the Lynn English Bulldogs. We'll be bringing you the second game right after this one. Ground ball over the shortstop for Lynn English. Throws that one over to first base and quick out for the Bulldogs. Good awareness by Johansson. Able to get that one over to Malloy pretty quickly. And sends Napoli packing. Her first at bat results in a ground out, sorry. Eddie Newhall up to bat for the Spartans. Grounds that one back over to the shortstop for Lynn English. She can't field it cleanly. Thinks about throwing it over to first. Doesn't want to take the risk. Johansson staying busy here in the 5th inning. Newhall gets her first hit of the game. Let's see who St. Mary sends up to the plate today, right now. Prezioso up to bat for the Spartans. Her first at bat of the game. LeBoy gets the pitch that she wants, the delivery. A little bit high. Prezioso gets complimented with the good eye. 1 out for the Spartans and 1 on at first base. Prezioso looking at a 2-0 count. 1 out for the Spartans. Low and away. 3-0 count. Three and 1. Swing, full count. Prezioso complimented with the good eye. She'll take her base. Her first at bat results in a walk. Looks like the Spartans are doing everything they can to get all of their players into the game today. And we'll see who they send in. Bit of deliberation. And we'll see who comes out for the Spartans. Padilla up to bat. Her 4th at bat of the game. Padilla hits one deep to center field. Reynoso can't get under it in time. Hits the cutoff at second base. And now the Spartans are boasting loaded bases here. Padilla with the ground out in her first at bat, and two doubles and 1 single here in the 5th inning. Maloney up to bat for the Spartans, a center fielder out of St. Mary's. And with one out and one ball, she must be licking their chops with the bases loaded here for the Spartans. High and away. The boy gets the pitch that she wants. The delivery. Maloney didn't want any part of that. 3-0 count, one out here for the Spartans. Bases are loaded. Three and one count. The pitch from LeBoy, high. And Maloney will take the walk. St. Mary's brings in another one. The score is 17-1 here in the fifth inning. The shortstop, Walker, comes up to bat for the Spartans. Bases loaded. Grounds it. Catcher for Lynn English picks it up, throws it up over the first baseman. Hits the base runner for St. Mary's. Two cross the plate. Walker gets her second single of the game. And her first two RBIs. And a nice headache for the rest of the Memorial Day weekend as the coaching and med staff take a look at her, see if she's all right. We want to say thank you to our viewers at Lynn Educational Television. I'm your announcer, Sean Donahue. I'd like to give some props to my Lynn Classical TV media students for coming out on a Saturday afternoon to film softball here at the softball field on O'Callahan Way for the 2023 Holland tournament. A tried tradition here in Lynn, Massachusetts, where some of the Lynn and Lynn area softball teams meet up for competition in honor of one of the city's great contributing citizens. And who do we got up to bat? Alyssa Soul up to bat. Her second of the day. Her first at bat was a stand-up triple. She earned 2 RBIs off of that at bat. Looking at an 0-1 count here, one out for the Spartans, and a 20-point difference. Sorry, 19-point difference. One and one count, one out. 2 on for the Spartans. Ground ball gets past the shortstop and past Reynoso in center field. St. Mary's held up at the bags for a second. And Soul will earn her third RBI, and her second at bat is a double. Now the Spartans are looking at a 20-point differential. 21-0. Spartans lead Lynn English. The pitch from LeBoy. right where she wants it. 0-1 count. One and one count. The pitch from LeBoy, high and fouled back. Angie Catino looking at a 2-2 count. 2 on for St. Mary's. That one gets past the shortstop, a little English. Saka's there to gobble it up. And one will cross for the Spartans. That's 4 runs in the inning. Nice at bat for Angie Catino. First is a single, and she gets an RBI here in the 5th inning. LeBoy gets the pitch that she wants, the delivery. Swing and a miss. Two and two count, 1 out, 2 on for St. Mary's, 1 in scoring position. Gets that one over the shortstop. They're going to try to make an attempt at 2, and no, she doesn't. Kate Johansson there on the play. Able to tag up and force the out. St. Mary's gets another run. 22-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Hit along the third baseline, thrown over to the first baseman. And another great heads-up play by Malloy. Another split. 2 outs for the Spartans, 3 outs for the Spartans. And after 22 points, 22 runs against the 1, the scoreboard is off. And we'll see what happens next. We'll be right back, maybe. Definitely for the closing. Welcome back here. The bottom of the 5th inning. St. Mary's leading 22-1. Up to bat for the Bulldogs, Reynoso. Catherine Newberry in to pitch now for St. Mary's. Deep, long ball to left field. St. Mary's is not there for it. They are able to get it. Can they hit the cutoff in time to hold her up at second? And they do. Catino there on the play. Reynoso's first hit of the game results in a stand-up double. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0 count. No outs for the Bulldogs. 1 in scoring position at second. Swing and a miss, 1-1 count. And Reynoso's up to bat now. And I believe that's Perez at second base. So Perez is attributed with the double. pitch. The first strikeout of the game, Catherine Newberry. 1 out for the Dogs. LeBoy up to bat. LeBoy with 2 walks so far here in the game. Low and away. 1-1 count. High and inside. 2-1. 1 out for the Dogs. And 1 in scoring position at second. That one's fouled away. A little far too outside for LeBoy's taste. Swing and a miss. And that'll send LeBoy packing for her first strikeout of the game. That's Newberry's second here in this inning and for the game. Malloy, the first baseman for Lynn English, up to bat. Swing and a miss. Third pitcher for St. Mary's today, Catherine Newberry, earning the 2 outs of the inning so far, catching a couple dogs, swinging and looking. Oh, so y'all is the same. Grounded over to, and that'll be the third out of the game. St. Mary's is going to take this one away. 22-1 here in the first game of the Holland tournament. St. Mary's will progress on to the second round of the tournament. We'll see these guys play a little bit later on. And quite the performance. Maloney with 3 RBIs, 2 singles, a stand-up triple, and a walk. Walker with 2 RBIs, a stolen base, so inside the park home run, 2 singles. And another standout for the St. Mary's Spartans was Zukas. Zukas earning herself 2 RBIs, a single, and a walk. So at the end of this one, St. Mary's is going to walk away with a 22-1 win over Lynn English. Lynn English will fall to an overall record of 9-10. St. Mary's will improve to an overall record of 18-1 for the Catholic Central League champions. We'll be back with the second game of the Holland tournament. I'm Sean Donahue from Lynn Educational Television, thanking you, our viewers, for tuning in, and our staff from Lynn Classical for coming out and filming this game. From LETV, we're wishing you all the best.